watching some race replays that I do. Today we're going to be going through the design, how I go through designing a car livery. Today's car of choice is going to be the Group 4 Audi TT Cup car. Sorry about that, just had to have a drink. For those of you who are parents out there playing GT Sport, this one kind of be for you. More for the something fun for the kids to enjoy. So as you can see, we've got the Audi TT up on screen. Stupid controls playing up. First of all, we're going to get some wheels sorted out for this car. Now the wheels in particular on this one, we're going for a supercars inspired livery on this car. So the wheels that I'm going to want are going to be supercar inspired. No, we'll go 2 inches up actually. Much better. Now we're going for a colour. We're actually going to go for a real... Oh, actually no, I can't do it on this one. Do I have a... No. Okay, so we've got the wheels complete. I know they don't look nice in red, but for this particular livery, unfortunately, the wheels appear red. So we've got that sorted out. Now, we're not going to be worrying about the GT Sport race numbers on this particular car. The Audi Sport window decal you see there, shall be replacing that one of them. So we're going to be going okay, so we've got our paint sorted for there. Let's have a look. Now this livery that I'm doing, I may not get it completely accurate, but I will be attempting to get it as close to accurate as possible. So looking at this, that's not going to work. Okay, so we'll leave that. Okay, so now we're going to go to the rear wing. That's one of the easiest parts to get sorted out. Now, the whole wing here does not get painted in black. The end plates are to remain red. Now you'll notice there is paint at the top of it. If you look underneath, it still has a red appearance. Underneath that needs to be black as well. So the easiest way to get that without having to reapply another decal, I'm going to show you right now. So we've done that, we come across to this one here, put that one all the way up on full on both accounts. So when you swing back underneath now, it is now black. And those end plates on the side there have remained red. So on those end plates, doesn't matter which side we go, so we'll go on the left for now. Now all the required decals, as you can see, I've got numerous folders here. All the ones that I'm going to be doing for this particular livery are right here. So what we want to do, the decal we want for here is that. So we want to bring that. Now one thing you'll notice, see how it puts that yellow and white, that ugly bit right there? Normally you wouldn't be able to get rid of that, or you'd have to move something. I'll show you another way to get rid of that. So while I've got it in that camera angle there, we come across it here. You don't touch that one. The angle limit you see here, just move it to -5. Now eliminates that ugly yellow stripe, both below it and above it. So what you can do now, you don't mirror it, you duplicate it on reverse, and it now appears there and there. So now the other part of the rear wing, because this is a supercars inspired livery, the team that this particular car was driven by is a Tekno Autosports one. So what we're wanting now, I believe, oh yep, there it is. On here, as you can see, it's appearing black. That's a simple change to white. And there we have the rear wing of the car completed. Now what we're going to do, I'll now move across to the bonnet of the car. Now, so that people, so you can understand and kind of see what areas do what, as you can see now, I've now selected bonnet. If I was to press the R3 button right now on your PlayStation control, you'll see what it's done. It's now moved, changed the car from the red to the white, but it's also painted the bonnet a sky blue. What that sky blue represents, that's what area of the bonnet I can either paint or place decals on. So now what we're going to do is, now to get them, you may have noticed that, we'll go back out of it on the decals, that with part of that bonnet, it also runs down the side of the car there. There are decals I need to place there, so where I wouldn't be able to place those on body, I have to put those on the bonnet. But as you can see, I'd have to twist it normally around like that. So instead of doing that, you select on camera, change the complete angle of the car. You're able then to zoom in where you want the decal to go. Let's go down into here again. Now, which way is that decal facing? Exactly the way I need it to. So we'll select that one. Now I can shrink that down to there. Now what we need to do, that decal, I need to place that in the exact same way on the other side. Now normally, to do that, if you were to do that, it puts it round the wrong way. No, that's not the what I'm... Let's get rid of that one. So unfortunately, that's not... doesn't have the options available to it, what I was hoping for. However, I do have another kind of lightning bolt. That's in a different area though. Let's go grab that decal now while I think of it. As you can see, I do have quite a few. So what we'll do, let's, for the time being, flip that way. And now what I'm able to do, that decal there, we need that to go the exact same way on the opposite side here. So instead of going click on reverse, what we want to do, instead of doing that one, we want to do that. So now, as you can see, both lightning bolts face the front of the car. So that decal is now complete. So now we're going to place the other decal that needs to go down there. With these, it's all about the placement, how you put the lines on the car, where you put them. So now we want that one. Now it doesn't look right against that, but on this particular livery, we can sort that out. Because on the actual car, they appear white, but that looks a little bit too big. So now this particular one, we just now, because we cannot place number light decals on this particular livery where they would appear right there, I'm going to find somewhere either above or below those headlights to place where the headlight decal would normally be. So for this particular one, we're going to place them above the headlights. So what we want to do to get that nice flow with the line of that bonnet, I'm going to line it up there like that, raise it up a little bit, and go in here, grab the required decal when I see it. Right there. Now with this one I'm going to try something a little different to give it a bit of colour rather than just the plain black. We'll see if this works. Then we're going to copy it directly where it is. Beautiful. So now we have what, rather than just a single tone decal, we just made it a two-tone one. Now to get that on the other side, I'm just going to duplicate it. And there we have the bonnet done, as well as the rear spoiler. And I'm sure by now, with that decal there giving it away, I'm sure you can tell what kind of design we're doing tonight. So now, to finish the front end of the car, instead of we come off the bonnet, we go back to the body, select front. We want to align the decal with the camera angle each time to get that placement. So for this particular decal, we're going to place it right there. And it's that decal there. It's a little bit too big, so what we're going to do, we're going to bring it down to size. Change it to white. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to put my own little personal touch on this. On each corner of the front here, what we're going to put in there that is my PSN name on PlayStation Network. So I am placing just a little small touch. Okay, so now that that's done, we're going to be moving along to the main part of this particular design, the side of the car. Now, as I said, we're not going to be too concerned about the GT Sport numbering for this particular livery. So now what I need to do is I need to work out is it going to be okay, so I'm going to have to apply it to that side of the car. So we're going to go into the projection method. We're going to align it with the camera, just leaving the crosshairs on the screen where they are. Go and grab my decal. which is that one right there. And what we're going to do is we are going to enlarge it. Making it as large as possible. As you can see, the Flameworks going up over the side of the car there. What I'm planning on doing with this one is I'm going to decal that one. No, I can't. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to flip it and horizontally, so that way, as you can see, it appears the same way down both sides of the car. Now, that colour red that I put on there, after seeing these decals applied to it, I'm actually not liking that shade of red. So we're going to go back into the paint. Paint all. I don't have any more red, so okay, so we're going to just give it a nice metallic red look. Yes, they sit over there a bit better now. As you can see, it's starting to take more shape. Starting to look like Lightning McQueen. Okay, so we go back into the decals. We want to go into the body again. Now remembering, we want projection method. Align with camera. So we want this one to appear roughly about here. So in that area there is where we want this next decal to apply. So we'll say about there. Just duplicate that onto the other side. Now, where that 9, see how it's partially chopped off? What we're going to do is we're just going to shuffle that a little bit that way. So now comes for some of the smaller decals, now that the main ones are all along there. So right down in this bottom corner down here, we're actually going to be sticking one of these. So these crosshair lines, when you're putting your decals on, it's all about the placement. Trust me, those lines actually help when you're maneuvering your car around like this, as I will show you when I come to this panel right here, or when it comes to doing across here. How it's got that natural curve. If I was to leave it as is, like that, it would appear as a straight line and would look ugly. So we're going to go down to about here somewhere. Now what we want to do with that is just reverse that on the other side, or duplicate it. And it's the same again with the next decal. Have a few little technical issues with this control. It just wants to, the left cursor stick just wants to decide what it wants to do sometimes. Gets a bit frustrating, but... Now this particular decal here, it requires 2 different decals I have to make up the one decal. So to start off with, we're going to go with that one. Sit that one there. Then what we're going to do, make it so we can get the sizing and whatnot already, rather than going selecting in. There are 2 ways we can do it. We can duplicate that, and then change it, or the other easiest option, probably the easiest way to show you, we go back down to the mongrel dog. Slide that one down there. I've just realised as well, I'm not quite finished the front of the car. So to do that, what we're going to do, come down to other, because that license plate, it's still not dealt with yet. That, however, falls under other, as you can see. So what we need to do, again, we need to just come into there. Now these, even though it looks red, these decals need to be changed to white. As you can see, that's too big. So what we do, we shrink it down to the size where it will fit height-wise in there. Holding the L1 button and using the right analog stick to stretch it out to size, you slide it to the right, and there you have a perfectly sized decal to sit in where it needs to sit. Now, we also have to put one on that front lower skirt there. That also appears under Other. Now, to get it to look right there, what we do, select Front, Projection Method, Apply with Camera. Now, you don't tilt it up. It's the worst thing you could do. What you do, leave it as low to the angle as possible with the L1 button held in, using the left analog stick to slide it down to position. Then you can go and select your decal. In this particular instance, it's the Carline one. Now that's black going on a black panel, so what I'm going to do, as this appears white on the car itself as well, now what we have to do, we have to bring it down to size. Right, now we can maneuver the camera around to get it in a position where you can see the decal. And that is how you place a decal on that front piece there. So now we move further along towards the back of the car to the rear quarters. Now, because I don't have the correct Cars 3 decal, what we're going to place in this place, once we've selected body again. Right, we're going into projection method. Now we're going to slide it and twist it around. So that we can get that angle with that light, with that tail light right there. I'm going to come to about there. We're going to place that one there, then we're going to duplicate it. But what we have to do, obviously, is twist that. Okay, so that one is done. So what I'm going to do here to get the line that I need for this next decal, I'm going to use that angle there across the top of the word Rust-eze to get the angle that I need. So we're going to place that one there. As you can see, it's really starting to take on its look as a Lightning McQueen car. Okay, so now moving on to, now we're going back to the body, but this time we're going to the rear of the car. And now see how it doesn't really, with the angles, now with that line of that bumper bar there, to get a curled look, what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in with that crosshair that goes from the horizontal line. We're going to line that up as close as we can get it to where that crease in the bar is. As you can see, I've pretty much got it right there, spot on. So what we're going to do now is just slide that down to keep that angle for that line that we've got up there. Place that there. Select our decal, which in this case is another car line one. Now, as you'll notice, the top line of that word car line, the bordering of it, it runs parallel with the fold in that bar. So what we'll do now is we'll make that white as it appears. Now, what we want to do is we're going to slide it across here, resize it now that we've got the angle. I might shift that down a bit because of that tow hook. So we're going to do the same again. As you can see, it doesn't line up there or there. So we're going to raise holding the R1 button in. I forgot to mention that's how you get change your camera angle like that. And then moving your right analog stick up and down till you get the line that you need, which is again in that position. We're going to slide that down. That's where we're going to place the next decal. So we go back into our decals, select Techno. Now we're going to do the same thing to this decal as we did with that one right there. We make that white, duplicate it, then finish it. And then the last decal again. Now what we want to do, as you can see, doesn't have that straight line there. We want to get this decal as well so it flows that nice curl with the bottom of that boot level there. As well as you see, you move it up, it also flows with the tail light across the rear. So we're going back into our stickers. Now, as you can see, that's slightly bigger. So we're just going to shrink it down, holding the L1 and then the right analog stick down. And then just size it accordingly. Now, I've actually forgotten a decal on the side here. Where it needs to go is in that area there. But what's tricky here is this curled line here. So the way we get around that, again, add layer, left, you want projection method, you want to align it with the camera, not the surface. So then, not lifting it up or down, keep it as straight there as you can. That way, what it does there, it keeps that line there. You can maneuver it as straight as possible. There we go. You want to raise that up a little bit there. That way you get that nice flow. Come back into your decals. Where are you? Where are you? Oh, where is it? Ah, that's the one, sorry. Couldn't tell because of how faded it was. So as you can see, it looks bigger. See how it curls around with it? So what you want to do, you bring that down in size. Curls around with that flow on the panel where that crease line is. And there you go. Duplicate that on reverse. Now, to the roof, what I was talking about, if you look sideways, that has a nice arc to it. Now when you go to the roof, you can't really put a straight line there and have it bend. So the way you go about that, so now we want to add the layer, so we're going to the roof. Again, you want to select projection method, and again, finally, align with camera. So we click on that, swing it around 90 degrees, so you line that top crosshair, that central one that runs down from the top to the bottom of your screen, right down the middle of the car. Then you want to drop the angle down. Now what you're trying to do, those crosshair lines, you want to line those up with that roof line there, where it meets the windscreen. As you can see, I've pretty much got that spot on. Once you get that, you bring it up. You select your decal. So in this case, we just want that one there. So what you want to do, you want to raise that up in height. Now, when I spin that sideways, see how that puts that nice bend? That was a straight decal sticker. Does not appear that way now. Now, this is where things start to get a bit tricky here with the lines of that as opposed to that. So what we're going to do here, leaving that length that we've got there, we're going to move that this way. Then we're actually going to hold the L1 button in, then using the left analog stick, move it to your right till you get it to sit in that, where it meets that line beautifully, where it meets it perfectly. Now, it looks short on the other side, so what we're going to do to get it the color we want, I'm going to get it ready. Then I want to flip it horizontally and duplicate it. There you have what appears to be what was a straight line, now has a nice curl to it. Then we'll go back in there again, roof, projection, align camera, turn to the right 90 degrees to get it there. Down to our angle, so as you can see, that horizontal crosshair line. You want to try and line that up so it's nice and straight with it. Pretty much there, spot on. So we come down, so it's right in the middle. Go to our decal. I'll slide that out. That's pretty much spot on. Now we'll come into preview, and there you have one completed with commentary. Lightning McQueen inspired V8 Supercars livery. Took me just over 45 minutes to fully complete, along with explaining how I get the angles in those lines and whatnot. That livery actually came in as a special request from one of my viewers. He has a son that, I believe he said he has a son that loves his Lightning McQueen. So my friend, this one is for you. Thank you very much for watching.